Today we can see about experiment number 2 in the Power System Lab 2, Simulation Lab 2. Experiment number 2 talks about the application of neural networks to load forecasting. So the aim of this experiment is to perform short-term load forecasting of the given power system using artificial neural networks. So we all know about what is maybe load forecasting. So load forecasting is predicting the required load in future based upon the present and past data. You are predicting the future load. So input, you need the history of the old data. History data we need. With that history, we can able to predict the future load. So this is the definition of forecasting, and for doing this task we are going to apply artificial neural networks. So artificial neural networks, here we are going to we need to study about supervised learning and unsupervised learning, and there are many artificial neural networks are there. Okay, so here we can see one by one what we are doing. So first, software needed, we need not below MATLAB 2014, so we need at least 2014 version or updated version of MATLAB. So there are load forecasting, you can classify as short-term load forecasting, medium load forecasting, and then long-term load forecasting. So short-term, it gives the period will be vary from 1 hour to 1 week, that represents the short term forecasting, and medium forecasting the period range from 1 week to 1 year, and long term forecasting that is longer than a year. So this is what we can able to define or classify for short term load forecasting. So the MATLAB program we can write forecasting. So we need to get the inputs. We need to define the input based upon the history of the load. So I told no, based upon the history we need to define the input based on the minimum value and maximum value, and for 24 hours. So this is for 24 hours. We have done the short term forecasting for 1 day. It has been done. Okay, so we created, these are the output these are the program we need to write in the MATLAB command window, or you can open a script file and then you can type all this data. So there is a net that is equal to the create underscore fit underscore net. So this is a inbuilt function available in MATLAB. So you are taking the input, set of the inputs and target, and you are finding the net value, and that is given in the net, and a number of hidden neurons. We can specify, it may be 20 or 100 based upon your requirement. You can fix the number of the hidden neurons and you can find the output. Okay, so you can classify, you can build a neural network. It may be of any type of network. There are many types of half-field network, backward propagation. Likewise, whatever the network, you can define that network, and then you can define these number of hidden neurons, and then finally you can get the you can train. First we need to set the input, then you need to train the inputs. You need to train the inputs, and finally you will get the output, and at last you can plot the value. Okay, plot the performance training parameters, inputs, targets, output, you can plot, and finally the result you will get the load forecasting has been done using artificial neural networks. This can be performed in the neural networks. This also can be performed using neural network toolbox, or directly as a MATLAB code in the MATLAB, and you can run this program and then you can get the output.